Welcome to the afternoon grind and this fine Wednesday. How you doing, chap? What is up? So we're going to play two tables today. I've got this whole slick. I'm going to visualize first off losing 4 buy-ins right at the start of the session. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to visualize how this feels. I'm going to visualize the worst case scenario feeling that I have. It's like real despair, dismay, panic. Feels horrible. Feel like I just want to quit the session. Feel like, why does this happen to me? Like, woe is me. Horrible feelings, guys. I'm living it right now. And then I'm going to visualize. This is Elliot Rose stuff, by the way, I'm ripping off here. I used this actually on students. Very good stuff, shout out to Elliot. Now I'm going to visualize the optimal Pete response. How does optimal Pete respond to this dreadful start of the session that we're about to get? Optimal Pete is just like, we focus. We see the long-term graph, we zoom out, and we see that every little trough in the graph is only ever meaningful. Only meaningful when it's made worse by bad play, when we react to it by playing badly. That's how we make it bad. Third visualization, what's the gain from actually doing that optimal response? What's the gain from zooming out, seeing the bigger graph, seeing that really it's just your play at the end of the day that dictates your long-term success? What is the gain by doing that third step? It's freedom. It's freedom from tilt. It's freedom from horrible emotions that make us not enjoy poker. It's freedom from a bad association to poker and results. Results aren't poker. They're a part of poker. It's like if something bad happens to you in life, that's not your life, that's a part of your life. It doesn't ruin your whole life. So yeah, we've done this little visualization here just to try and prime ourselves in case we run really bad. If we run really bad, we want to be prepared. We want to be able to see the long term here. We want to still focus. Alright, with that all said and done, let's get going. Ace Queen 6 two-tone. Going to play big bets. My range will bet about 50% of the time here. 55, 60%, 55. Is this pure with the Ace of Diamonds? I think it's probably pure. Go ahead and pure bet with Ace of Diamonds here. Without the Ace of Diamonds, it's probably a mix Ace King on this board. Queen Queen Deuce, we can just bet range. What the hell is this hand? What is this board? 2-pair and the nut flush draw? Is this a pure bet? 2-pair with the nut flush draw? It probably is a pure bet. I think it's too good not to bet, guys. I'm going to pure bet it. This hand probably is a pure bet. I'm not sure. Is this an easy check? When the 6 pairs, I think it is. Maybe with Ace of Diamonds, it's a bet. But in the river there, we don't want to be reopening too much on the 3 flush 3 straight. We want to be a little bit selective. We're also blocking the Ace and the King, so we're blocking a lot of calling range there. And unblocking hands like Jack 10 and lower flushes. That's why I thought it was probably a check. 7-6, I think this is a call. I think this is just a call. Blind versus blind. Pretty good board for range, not fantastic. With the 3x here, I think you can play a big bet strategy on 3-3 deuce. That's going to be my plan. I'm going to bet 7-6 much more than global. I think this is a pure continue with the backdoors and a diamond. It's not the best hand in the world, but I think in position it's a pure continue. I think it can raise a lot more than global. Global will be like 15%. Let's raise this like 33% and call the rest. 10s, let's go 33% 4-bet here, the rest call. We can lead here. I think I'll lead like close to range on 7-6-5. Just going to take a little bit of time and then bet third pot. With diamond and spade, I think this could be a pure bet. Would I ever wait to the river with this combo? I don't think so with these blockers. I'm just going to be betting big here when I bet. Trying to solve spots kind of quickly here. We get raised. This is either a call or a fold. I don't think this can be a jam. I think this spot's probably quite underbluffed, actually, when people lead here. My hand is a bluff catcher. Can he raise like 9s or something? Maybe. We have no club. I think this is already super close, guys. I don't know the player. Against someone good, this is probably a slight overfold if I fold here. But I do have a very strong range on this board. 8s and 9s are better continues than 10s. I'm going to go ahead and fold. I know that looks really tight, but I actually think it's okay. Out of position. This is a mixed open. I really like that fold. Out of position on a board that's really good for my range where I have a ton of sets. I have a ton of like 2-pair, pair plus straw, flush straw. Naked 10s are actually really deceptively far down my range. I think they may be a pure fold in GTO. They may actually be a mixed fold or pure fold. But I think in reality, the feeling that you want to raise Ace of Clubs King X there, which you should do sometimes, I'm sure, I just don't think people will want to do it. So I think we actually gain a shit ton of EV just by folding there. Gain EV by folding. I know it sounds weird, right? But I think call is just plain losing against the real range that raises there, especially in those positions. So we're doing a ton of donk bet, and then we're making us maybe a slightly exploitative fold. I don't think it's a big deal. Against a weaker player, I'm convinced that check is better than bet here. I don't think you would bet the spot anyway in game theory, but this is definitely just going to be a check. Queen turn, a little bit of an annoying card, because if they inevitably just lead, not that they're always going to lead here, but they're going to lead a lot here, it's going to be super annoying. We're going to check down if check do. The hand's just a bit too good to check. We may bluff catch river here, because river is quite overbluffed, especially on a card like this, where they just don't have a lot of good hands. I'm probably just snapping river there. Easy check down, of course. Yeah, 4-9, this is the kind of thing. Their range is so bulbous pre-flop that you just have to go ahead and call there if they lead river. 8, do I want to squeeze here, or do I just want to call? Do I have a preference at all? I think I just want to call in this spot. So yeah, you do want some raising ranges. Like, it's a fallacy that because a board is higher EV for your opponent that you can't build a raising range in a 3-bet pot. What defines that is actually more polarization. 5s I'll mix call and fold. Gonna fold this time. 8s here, I think lead is good. Check raise is also perfectly fine. I don't actually care what I do here. Let's check raise this time. We do have what we call polarizing blockers through our opponent's ranges here, where they're going to have more queen X, more bluffs, and a higher bet frequency therefore across the board. I think here we're going to be raising super polar, but the stack size is short, so we don't actually have to go big. If villain isn't short there, our sizing is going to be very different. We're going to make it like 24 or something like that, but because villain's short, it's fine to go like 19. I could even go like 17 there. In all honesty, I was getting a little bit, I was running out of time a little bit, so I just typed in a sizing and went for it, man. We have a set. I just almost folded there. I didn't realize I had a set. This is a lead against my UTG range. I think I'm playing 0 raises here. Yeah, definitely not playing any raises there. That's insane. There's no way I want a raising range in this spot. This spot is like great. This is a recreational. Do we want to raise the boat now? I think we do. I think there's just too few low equity bluffs. But now I'm just going to call because the other guy's called. I think it's much better just to call on this node. We want them to hit a flush, right? We want them to hit trip jacks. Let's just keep calling. Just not building raises here. The combined enemy is way too polarized for us to want to build raises here. There's just no way. It's unfortunate that this is a club. I think I just have to be 75 and go with it. Hope that they jam on me occasionally with ace of clubs block or with like ace jack off or something. We'll just go b75. There's meant to be some raise here in my opponent's strategy. Obviously, they're just going to have like jack X mostly. 4-5, let's go like 25%. Rolled it. Against this position of 3-bet, I feel like this hand might be a pure call. Yeah. Juicy flop. Juicy. We don't want this to pair though, for obvious fucking reasons, especially to the ace of the king. We do not want it to pair to the ace of the king. Is this even a thing here? Am I meant to build a call-only strategy against this? I'm probably meant to build some raises, right? I think I'm meant to build some raises here, because I would have a betting range of check too. I'm going to take this to be like a range check. I think that's the closest thing it is here. I'm going to raise this hand. I'm going to get into like 3 big hands here. Yeah, let's start mixing some raise here. Let's raise this more than global. Global, I don't know, not very high. In fact, this board is so bad for raising on in position. Now let's play call only. Let's just keep it simple and play call only. Let's not complicate things. We don't need the raising range here, guys. It's too awkward. It really is. 7-5-4 monotone is actually horrific for a range, but less so because it's monotone. I think I can bet this hand sometimes. There's a lot to gain by betting it. Let's go like 60% bet with this hand. I think check is also okay. I think here we maybe have too much equity to start betting. I think we can bet small though and not get jammed on much, just given villain's range here. I think we can bet small here. I'm going to bet like 60% of the time. I actually think it's fine to bet like not small, but like this kind of sizing. If we get jammed on, this is an utter disaster. I just don't think it's meant to happen very often at all. Like top set or something's really not meant to do a lot of jamming there, right? And there is a little bit of denial with our value range when you think about it. Okay, what the fuck is happening? Did I bet the wrong sizing on? No, I bet the right sizing on flop. Okay, this has to be a check. I don't know what's happening in this spot. I mean, it's a really good spot for villain's range. It's probably like one of these range check situations for our range, possibly. They have a lot more stuff like 8s here. So this hand has showdown value. If I jam, I feel like it's just suicidal. Like we're just jamming into a super polarized range, getting called by all the value. I think it's an underbluff spot. I'm just going to call here. And then I guess this is good for us and we should build like small donks. We just have a lot of ace of hearts here. Yeah, I think we should build small donk here and I roll that. I'm going to donk small. I think this is the play. Because villain's going to check back a lot of like pocket 9s, 10s with a heart, 9s with a heart, jacks. Yeah, I think we have to small donk that spot. Got him. We've rolled the 4-bet here, so that's what I'm going to do. If we get jammed on here, it sucks. It's going to be a call off, but it's like a super, like, gross ace jack jack. Pretty good board for range. Going to go ahead and bet quarter pot. And do this quickly because we are range betting. Hoping to fade the pocket jacks here. Obviously, jacks is a common hand they can have. They do flat it pre if they're building a flatting range, though. I'm going to 1/3 this 75% of the time, and the rest of the time I'm going to check turn. And after doing this, river's just basically going to be a jam. We block a little bit of bluffs with the king here. I don't see this being one of our slow plays. Something like jacks could be a slow play in the river. That is a very good card, chat. That is a very good card. Villain has basically no air here. Checking would be suicidally bad. We have the nuts, so we're going to shove. I'm going to fold jacks. Not going to fold jacks. He's got ace queen. He's like, shit, this is a sucky spot. This is a terrible spot for me. Are they ever like, what do I need to bluff with here? This is so gross. I have to bluff like king, queen, king 10. That's why I have to bluff here. Just to get close. That's probably a really good fold. Like, just to get close to the intended bluffing frequency in GTO, I have to turn hands like queen X, king X into a bluff. It's disgusting. Because it's so much filtering pre, right? And then again on the flop, and then again on the turn, and the way the board runs out, it is the least bluff spot I've ever seen in my fucking life. I have like 4,000 value combos, no bluffs, but the problem is if I check, villain is not doing a lot of jam, right? So a good player there is going to overfold. Even like if I'm Linus Love, I don't care. Okay, Linus Love is maybe an outlier, but take like a top winning reg in these games are at 500. They're not bluffing enough there. Welsh Gaz, Big Blind Bets, all of these guys, really good players that aren't like top world beaters, they're not going to bluff enough in that spot. I guarantee it. Place 4-4 with the 4 paired, I think we do have a checking range. This will be like 75% bet or something like that. We did roll a check this time. Villain should just play big bets here only because they're betting 4x ace-x and then nothing else really. And then play a lot of checks. That's what villain should do here. Then on the turn we will mix overbet, block, and check. Because we have a king, we actually block the calling range to block. So I'm actually just going to mix overbet and check 50-50 here. Because we basically block a hand that would call but not bet. That's why we don't bother with block bet here with this kicker. If I had a kicker like a 10, I wouldn't have that. If I had a 5 kicker, I would mix. Okay, we have the nuts essentially. They don't have 9s. We're going to overbet the river or check, depending on whether we block bluffs here. I think on the queen, there are less bluffs happening for villain naturally. I think people overbet 5-3, like bet too often with it on the flop. Therefore, I'm just going to overbet the river. Goddamn. Pocket skyscrapers under the gun. Big blind bets in the big blind. Will he bet? Will he squeeze? I think, do we mix call against squeeze here? I'm definitely going to get squeezed now because I don't know. I think we do because it's a big raise. It's a bit like a 4-bet. I think we mix a bit of call. I'm pretty sure we do actually. I don't think it's pure 4-bet. I don't think it's pure call, although it could be in these positions. Start with a check. Out of position against button. It's a standard. We can check raise. We can check call. I think we can check call. We can definitely check raise. Going to check raise 66% of the time with ace of hearts. What would pot be? That's a bit big. We are pretty polarized here though. I'm going to go like 9.3. I think this is about right. Top set. Nice. Let's just go tiny. No, let's go one third or tiny. Let's go tiny. Go tiny with range in this spot. I'm just not going to do a lot of anything else other than betting small there. Jack 10. Like, let's focus. I'm getting a bit unfocused here. This isn't good. Call, of course. What a flop, boys. What a flop. Famous last words, right? 7-6-5. Going to check back with range here. This is just a terrible spot. That's a very nice turn card, though. Let's go for big bet. Don't see a good deviation here. Maybe it's a check sometimes in GTO. I'm never checking this spot against a recreational player, though. And am I playing call only against half pot? I think I'm playing call only. Don't think I'm playing raises here, so let's call. That's a good heart. I'd rather the heart was like an ace because there's a lot of nut flushes there, but not that many like lower flushes. I block a lot of the king high flushes. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll just call and evaluate river. Probably going to call river, but that's a kind of shit card. I mean, I don't know. This line is maybe under bluff. I think I might fold here actually. I ever raise this turn with this hand? Can I build a raising range here? I don't actually think I'm supposed to. That's such a bad river. I'm going to fold on that card. There's a lot of straights and flushes. I have a bluff catcher. It's an under bluff line. I'm going to fold. Here we're going to have to call off, I think. Although we do block bluffs. Like, yeah, this is a shit spot. Obviously, I don't think we're folding. This spot's not very good, guys. Yeah. Let's focus. Focus out the rest of the session. Come on, let's go. Right, range betting king 8 deuce. Ace 10-5. I'm going to go ahead and build a small betting range here, I guess. On this particular texture, it's double Broadway. My opponent's a weaker player. And now against someone that's running 19-3, which they are, they look a bit passive. I think I'll just choose B75 here. That's my play. I don't think this is a nothing enough hand for overbet. And now it's probably looking at block rather than anything else. I mean, check call is a thing. I think I'll just block. Okay. Flush. Flush is good, sir. Flush is good. Okay, this is a mixed barrel. I don't think so. We block a lot of bluffs here with these two particular jacks. So against large bets, this is probably not a fantastic bluff catcher. I'll spot the bluff as well. You have to bluff like ace deuce and stuff like that maybe. There's some ace high. Could be an under bluff spot as well by a recreational. I don't know the player. Again, I'm not saying, yeah, against pot, I'm just folding. I think this is a clear fold. Pocket skyscrapers. Let's go. Come on, guys. Hit a rough patch of variance here. That's fine. It's going to happen. Oh my god. Is this just a pure call spot? I don't know if there's any rejam. Is there any rejam? No, there is rejam here, right? What do I do in this spot? Am I meant to mix call? No, I just play jam or fold here, right? I just play like very, very few jams, mostly folding, but this is going to be a jam. Let's just do it. It's not take all day. It wouldn't take me that long to decide to jam ace king suited or queens or something. Alright, I don't know if that's a call. I actually don't know. That has to be super close, right? We lose, right? We lose. Just expecting to lose another hand because it comes in streaks. I was like, where's the queen? We could bet sometimes here. I think probably 66% check though with this particular kicker. A lot of check with it. Checked really quickly, so it looks like I just got 8s. I don't. I got trips. I think we play some raise if this goes fold. I think we play some raise anyway. I think we mix here. I'm just going to raise here, actually. There is some 10x in their ranges, not a ton. I think I'm just going to pure raise here. I think it's probably just better. Nah, I'm going to mix, actually. I don't think this is a pure raise. I go 60-40 in favor of raise. I mean, I'm going to be really polarized here, but not like... If I'm raising this hand, I think something like... Why will it not let me do stuff? What did I just fold on the other table? Jesus Christ. Who is this player? And what is going on in this hand? They're the opener and they just call here. They have some king now. They have some diamond draw with king. I think I just value bet. It's obviously not an overbet or anything. I don't think it's a block. And it's definitely a value bet. I don't know. I don't think this is too thin against pre-flop raiser. They just have like king x aces, etc. here. Some of this sort of stuff. I think this is fine. It's on the thin side, but I don't think it's too thin. If we get shoved on, it's really interesting because then they've checked back the flop. Yeah, it's more interesting if they jam. Then I might just call because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you really checking your sets there? I know GTO will sometimes in that landscape. With me still to act, I'm not convinced they do it enough. This is a mixed open. This is a mixed c-bet. I think it's about small bet, probably 55% with this hand. I keep rolling bets today, guys. I'm not actually a c-bet monkey. I'm just rolling bets. That's a really bad flush draw on this node. We get raised on flop. Very good turn card for villain. They can use the sizing. I mean, I guess it's not a fold in position. It's kind of getting that way. I guess it's a call. We do lose to some voltage here. This is going to be a mix. Let's go half the time called for. Yes, it's a call. This is a really good river card for range. Like, we have a lot of, like, jack X overpair here. Jam is a thing for us now. We don't beat 8s full or jacks full. We beat every other hand. This is a mandatory bluff when check to. I just need to pick sizing. Shove is a thing, for sure. Do I shove this combo? I don't actually see why not. Do all of my overpairs jam here? Does he have a lot of hands that can actually pay off here, though? That's the thing. He does have, like, straights and stuff. I'm just going to stick to normal overbet here. I think that's the right sizing. Got them. What the fuck happened? Cold called 4-bet pot. Looks like I'm tanking here. I was just busy on the other table. I'm just going to range bet this spot. It's not ideal. You can definitely play checks here. Is this a pure bet? Because if I check, it gets too awkward for my hand. Is this one of these situations I have to pure bet? Probably. I'm going to bet a third. I don't know if I can check this combo. If I get jammed on, I think I have to just fold. It kind of sucks. Oh, what a fucking river. Jesus Christ, I run good. I don't see why we check this hand. We do unblock hearts. It doesn't matter, though. We just have to jam. I run so good. How do you end up hitting a straight in this spot? Like, holy fuck. 5 seconds? Yeah, 5 second shove. Come on, Gaz. Let's go. Come on, Gaz. God, they're too good. They just know I have a straight. And now I have top set. This is a very good board for range. I'm going to bet small, though, when I bet it. Am I always betting this hand? I think I am always betting top set. He can still raise over pairs here. Like, the SBR is just such that this is the way it plays out. We could have some queen jack. I mean, it happens. I'm going to actually start wrapping up now, guys. I need to get down for dinner. I'm going to be in big trouble, so I'm going to set out next big blind. I think pure bet. Sizing-wise, I think I pull out now and I only bet big here. Do I bet 60% pot? I think so. And 8s will mix 60-40 call. 3-bet, something like that. Maybe 70-30, I don't remember. So he has like no 7s here in this position. He shouldn't, and he doesn't really have any 8-7 or ace-7. It's obviously just a value jam. Easy value jam. Hard spot for me to bluff enough in. Easy value jam. Yeah, I don't see how I lose here, to be honest. 8s. I think I can mix. Got him. The snap kind of scared me, I'm not going to lie. The snap was kind of like, what? Like, you just have a 7 somehow? How do you do that? Oh, queen jack. He can still have queen jack, right? It's unlikely, though, when he doesn't raise a lot earlier. It's kind of an unfortunate cooler. For villain, easy check with 8s here in the turn. I'm not going to bluff this particular combo, obviously. It's just absurd. 6-6? No. Let's do the whole graph thing. Nice little upswing at the end, little uptick, 3.5. 4 buy-in, winning session almost. Something like that. Red line soaring, blue line soaring, green line soaring double. So yeah, good session for us. Been a pleasure. See you guys soon. Much love. Don't forget, if you like the way we think about the game, the way we play, the way we talk, the Carrot Poker School is our theory masterpiece. It's available in Carrot Corner. It's lots and lots of hours long. It's a mammoth cash game course. You won't find anything like it anywhere else. Check out carrotcorner.com, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.